Boogie Bob Experience.
I'm your favorite YouTuber.
Oh, we gonna have some fun.
What's happening, everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, Boogie Bob. Don't believe me, just watch. Got the mask on because we socially distancing out here. Omicron is out, and Omicron is deep in New York City. Listen, if you watch my channel, you already know there's two things I really love in this world. One is guitars, and two is Steven Seagal.
Give that boy a microphone there, all right?
All right, the year was 1994. I was working at Planet Hollywood, and in came one of my favorite action movie stars, Steven Seagal. He had these movies, Out for Justice, Above the Law, Under Siege. He would snap your arm and break your... This is what he did. And he was amazing. And he was the greatest guy. You know, he was better than Chuck Norris. Cooler than Bruce Lee. The guy was the guy. His karate and shit. It's about his guitar playing, which most people don't know. He's like a world-class guitarist. But because he lies so much, no one ever believes him. And I mean, if you go online right now and you just type in Steven Seagal guitar, you'll be shocked. He's a brilliant, plus he has like I'm a guitar guy, even though I'm shit. He has a collection worth millions. He's got guitars from Jimi Hendrix. Who has that? Even Hard Rock don't have a Jimi Hendrix in there. He's got guitars from Albert King, B.B. King. He's got like 5 B.B. King. So the guy does have some credibility. And when I met him in '94, I was a big fan. I didn't know he was going to turn out to be this creep many years later. All these sexual assaults and all this other stuff he's done. But so yeah, it's a pro video about his guitar playing, but not much else. And I don't like to bash people, so I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it 100. If you go online and you type in Steven Seagal, he is considered one of the biggest douchebag, dirtbag creeps of all time. I mean, there's very few good videos about him on YouTube. Almost every one of them is about what a creep and a loser and a liar he is. He speaks 4 languages. No one's ever seen him or heard him speak any of those languages except English. He fought Bruce Lee, even though he was only 19 at the time, and there's no proof of it. He has told story after story, and most of them are almost as ludicrous as this one.
Finally, Steven Seagal emerges from one of the other ante-rooms in the mobile home, and he comes out and he said, "I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life." He goes, "Really? Who wrote it?" "I did."
So when I met him in '94, he had a new movie out. It wasn't even out yet. I was invited to a screening because I was with Planet Hollywood. It was him, it was Michael Caine, and it was, I can't remember who else, but it was called On Deadly Ground.
There's hope. And now, he's here. Steven Seagal is on deadly ground.
I had to watch this movie sitting right next to him. And I thought it was probably the worst movie in the history of the world. So I had to laugh in the appropriate times. I had to, oh yeah, that's great. Really just hated the movie, but I was really uncomfortable because I had to watch it with the star. I watched Cliffhanger with Stallone. I watched Last Action Hero with Schwarzenegger. So I know when you gotta kind of, as an employee, act like you're into it or whatever. Last Action Hero was the worst piece of crap I ever saw, and I laughed at all the jokes and I made all the... Cliffhanger I love, so I didn't have to worry about it. I also saw Copland with Stallone, so that was a brilliant picture. But getting back to Steven Seagal, we got some one-on-one time, and we actually became quite friendly as you could become with Steven Seagal. He's not a very friendly person. He's very dry, very egocentric, a narcissist to the fullest extreme. But I liked him. I didn't know much about him. This was many, many years ago. He was there donating something from the film to the museum. at Planet Hollywood, which is a restaurant that displays stuff from Terminator or any of those type of movies you really like. Batman, Wayne's World. They'll have the car from Wayne's World. They'll have the cape from Batman, and they'll have the skeleton from Terminator, or the antiques from Titanic. That's what Planet Hollywood does if you've never been there. So all stars would always drop by and donate something. And Steven Seagal was donating something. I don't think it was from On Deadly Ground. I think he was donating something from Under Siege. But nevertheless, we got to talking, and somehow guitars came up. And I didn't know anything about him, about guitars. He starts talking about this huge collection of guitars he has, and that he's a world-class guitarist since he's little. And something in my head is like, come on, bro. I ain't never seen you around a guitar. Never seen you near a guitar. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I am considered the worst guitarist in New York City history of all time. There's guys with no hands that play better than I do. So just recently, after 30 years of thinking about that conversation I had with Steven Seagal about him being a world-class guitarist and him having this huge collection, I went on YouTube the other day and I was shocked at what I saw. Steven Seagal may be drug all over YouTube about being a compulsive liar about his world championships and about studying this and from fighting that guy and this, that, and the other, and 4 languages and all this other stuff, but you are not going to say the guy can't play guitar. He has a blues group, and he is a really good guitarist. I strive to be this good. You don't believe me? Check these videos out.
With the gal I'm loving, while my friend could have my room.
Was I lying? Some of you really good guitarists are out there going, oh, he ain't that great, he plays with his thumb. He doesn't even use a guitar pick. He just plays. And he plays brilliant guitars. Some of those guitars I would kill to have in my collection. In fact, you want to see his collection? Because he told me he had this really great collection, and I was like, he's lying. Check out his collection.
He also has a collection of almost 300 guitars. Many of these instruments were hard to find.
I collect guitars because I'm a serious player and I've been playing since I was a child. And I love guitar and I play all kinds of different music.
Seagal uses his collection in the studio and on stage. Unlike other musicians and collectors, he is willing to risk some of his most prized guitars by taking them on the road.
I travel with these, I just don't let them out of my sight.
Not only are the guitars rare, they're made more valuable by the artists who played them.
Celebrity guitars have value higher than non-celebrity guitars. That really doesn't relate to the value of the guitar as much as it relates to the aura of the celebrity who owned it or played it.
The collection includes pieces once owned by Lenny Kravitz, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Jimi Hendrix's Stratocaster.
Jimmy had thousands of Strats, but he only had one jazz master since he became Jimi Hendrix. And this guitar is a real special feeling guitar.
Seagal loves rock and roll, but the roots of his collection are in the blues.
It's the people who made blues come to life in the United States of America and all over the world.
He owns 4 guitars from B.B. King, which all hold his signature name of Lucille.
I don't have one favorite. There are certain sort of spiritual guitars that have tremendous spiritual meaning to me, like the Telly that Albert Collins used a lot.
Albert Collins earned the name the Master of the Telecaster.
He himself put this kind of psychedelic sticker on here, and I think he was one of the greatest blues guitar players of our time.
But Steven Seagal believes that the birth of the blues is represented elsewhere in his collection.
I was born and raised in the blues, and so if you really play blues, I think you have to be able to play an acoustic also.
Seagal owns many old acoustics, which are reminiscent of the blues. But some of the rarest and greatest acoustic guitars in Seagal's collection are manufactured by Martin Guitars.
I have a lot of old Martins, pre-war Martins.
Seagal's pre-World War II D45 is considered one of the best-sounding acoustic guitars in the world.
It has the snowflake inlay on the neck, but it also has tuners that are factory tuners that are kind of gold. There's only a few of those in the world.
You hear stories about the D45s in particular, a guitar that sold new for $225, trading in the market for anywhere between $100,000 and $150,000, depending on the condition.
For Seagal, judging the collectability of guitars is a matter of personal taste.
I collect the different kinds of guitars, not necessarily for how valuable they are, but by virtue of how they look and sound and play.
Whether it's guitars or even swords, Steven Seagal's collections are a reflection of his favorite things in life.
For me, it's a reverence, and it's only natural to be able to collect those things and revere and admire them.
All right, folks. If you go on YouTube right now, there are 10,000 videos talking crap about Steven Seagal. This ain't one of them. Well, kind of, but this ain't one of them. The guy said he could play guitar, he can. The guy said he's got a guitar collection, he does. And besides, all the people talking crap about him, he's old, he wears his hair is stupid, he's got Dracula hair, he can kick all your asses. And he can kick my ass. I already know. He's snap. It's over. Just one little, it's over. I don't play games with Steven Seagal. This guy is a legend in the movie industry for all his action movies. The guy is an Aikido master. And the guy has more self-confidence than anybody on the planet, even if he is delusional to some people. But this video was about his guitar playing. Can he play guitar? Hell yes. Does he have a crazy collection? Hell to the yes. Will I ever doubt another word Steven Seagal says? Maybe. But if he says he's going to jam, I'm going to go watch him. If Steven Seagal has a concert in New York City, I will be in the front row rocking out with him. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't sleep on Steven Seagal, bruh. He will snap your thing. He'll snap it. God bless you. Please be kind and loving to each other. Let's talk again real soon. God bless you.